A week before the wedding, and someone's trying to steal my fiancé. I 24F am set to get married to my high school sweetheart in a little over a week from now. I've liked him since elementary school, and honestly just thinking about how I actually ended up with him and am about to walk down the aisle with him is crazy to me. We're getting married at this absolutely gorgeous castle venue in the Pinu, and it's peak fall weather right now where it's just cold enough and the leaves are changing colors and it looks like a Gilmore Girls episode outside. I have this beautiful wedding dress that actually brought me and my mom to tears when I tried it on. All my beloved family and friends are in town to help prep for the big day. And again, I'm marrying the guy I've wanted to be with since I was a kid. Everything is as perfect can be for me. But I can't be happy and enjoy this next week because I just heard the most insane thing from my husband-to-be. A girl we went to school with elementary through high school reached out to my fiancé and congratulated him on his engagement. No big deal. We've been getting messages like those a lot. She and I were never that close, but we were pretty good acquaintances through mutual friends. I moved schools and towns my sophomore year and lost contact with a lot of people, unfortunately. Anyways, she congratulated my fiancé and then sent a few "how are you doing, we haven't talked in a while" type messages. She and my fiancé were never close either, but he was and still is a really nice and popular guy, so everyone likes to talk with him. They exchanged a few messages, just catching up on the past couple of years, and they get to talking about the wedding. She then drops a message that said she was disappointed about not getting invited to the wedding, despite how close we all were in school. Again, we were never close in school. We saw each other on the playground and at lunches in later years, but we never hung out in the same group. My fiancé kind of brushed it off and apologized and told her we had very limited seating, which is true. She then doesn't respond for a few hours and he thinks that's the end of everything. But last night he got this huge paragraph from her basically saying she's been in love with him for years and how she wanted to confess to him in high school but I got in the way. We were both completely flabbergasted, like jaws dropped on the floor. Room so quiet you could hear us blink, kind of shocked. The rest of the message is her trying to convince him to meet up with her to see each other again so they can have a talk about the past. I immediately tell my fiancé to block her and whip out my phone to send her a piece of my mind, but he stops me and says I shouldn't be so hasty. I'm offended at this point because what does he mean by that? So I ask and he says he's obviously not going to meet with her, but he can't just leave her hanging like that because it's rude. I ask him if he ever had anything going on with her, and he instantly says no, and that he never showed her any interest other than his usual platonic nature. I was so shocked and upset. I went up to bed and just laid there processing. A while later, my fiancé came in and said he sent a message back saying he was flattered but loved me and could not meet with her out of respect for his soon-to-be marriage. You want to know what her response was? She said that he deserved to be with someone better, and that I bullied her all throughout high school because I knew she wanted him. I didn't even go to the same school as her for most of high school. How could I bully her from a town over? At that point, I was fed up. So I just got ready for bed and went to sleep. Woke up this morning and my fiancé said he never texted back after what she said. Since then, she's sent a flurry of messages saying she just wanted him to know who he was really marrying and that she was always honest with him. I would like to be clear here and say I'm not upset with my fiancé at all. I believe him when he says he never flirted with her or led her on. This girl, whatever she's going through, is trying to drive a wedge through us, and that's making me irate. I have never once done anything to her that could be considered bullying. She also never told me about how she had feelings for my fiancé. He and I started dating a couple of months after I moved schools. She had plenty of time to talk with him and tell him how she felt with me, out of the way. I understand the heartache she must be going through if she's really been in love with my fiancé all this time. But that doesn't give her the right to just spring this on him so close to the wedding day and expect him to just run off with her. I want to so badly send her a message and ask her why she's telling lies about me, but I also just want to move on and forget this ever happened.